10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more
comic art.
What's going on, comic friends? It's Ryan the Colossus Collector, and we are back from summer hiatus with the first fall edition of Colossus Spotlight, and we're putting it back on original art for part 2 of my coverage of original art collectors and collecting, because like the great Bruce Dickinson said, I got a fever and the only prescription is more comic art. Tonight I am joined by 3 friends in the community who are fellow connoisseurs of original art, collectors of original art, and I'll bring them on now. First things first, we've got James from the Nerdy Musings podcast. Good to have you on the show, James. Thanks.
Good to be here. Thank you.
And then I got Dave ChinMo from 3 Men in the Basement.
What's going on, guys? I'm happy to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Happy to have you. And no stranger to the Colossus Collector channel, my buddy, now in the great state of Montana, Rohan.
What up? What up? Yes, Montana, baby.
There he is.
So how's everybody doing? How I was already catching up a little bit with James, but good summers, everybody, and ready for the fall here.
It's been
good.
Definitely
good summer, man.
Yeah, definitely been busy, but it's been good.
Yeah, we like you said, we just moved out here a week and a half ago, so we've been busy with that, but it went great and all's well.
Love to hear it. I'm glad that move went well. That's a big move, but
I'm already excited to see you next time in that room, Rohan, just with art everywhere.
I hope that was part of the decision. It's a little comic.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I do have my kids' art here, so
there you go.
that you've always had. I've
always had that. Yeah.
Let's say hello to a couple fine folks in the chat here. First up, Dave from Still Only 35 Cents. He's first. He came for the comics and stayed for the original art. I know he's an original art collector as well. I'm going to have him on for part 3.
That's awesome.
Our friend Matt from Empress Comics. How's it going, Matt? Thanks for tuning in. We've got John Big Daddy Ross. Hello, everyone. How's it going, John? Good to see you. Got Doug, the comic collector coach. How's it going? And that is it for the chat right now. So, you guys are all original art comic collectors. You got the fever. I know this. I've seen elements of all your collections, and yeah, to like we were saying backstage, I'm a little bit behind compared to you guys, but like I'm just starting out.
Give yourself a year.
You're diving fast, right?
That's true. I am diving fast. I had a good weekend last weekend, or the weekend before.
Yeah, you did.
The local con, so we can touch on that. But free flowing discussion about art. If you guys have questions yourselves for the group, please chime in. But I thought it would be great to just start off with, where did you catch the fever? Like, where does the fever start for each of you? And James, I think you've been collecting the longest in the art game. I don't know, maybe Chibo, but
no,
why don't you pick us
fairly
up?
recent.
His beard's not gray enough. He hasn't been in the game quite as long, I don't think. He looks like a young man.
I wish.
So where did it start with you, James?
For me, the first two pieces of original art I got were gifted to me when I worked at McFarlane's comic shop that was out here in Washington State that he co-owned with his brother-in-law. And for the years that I worked there, each year on my birthday, they would gift me a page of McFarlane original art. So that was the first. I started off nice.
What a job perk!
What a job perk, and that's the great thing about being in the hobby. So like for so long, like back in the day when before OA ever really
and that was like back in 93, 94, somewhere in that range. So yeah, it was prime time, and I've told this story on the podcast a lot of times, but that's where he stored all his original art. So I would get to go back on my lunch break, pull down a giant brown paper bag of McFarlane original pages from Amazing Spider-Man, Hulk, Infinity Inc., you name it, and just sit there and look at them, put them back away.
Wait, I gotta ask James, like, what are some of the big like covers of his have you seen?
Cover wise, there was some Spider-Man stuff, the Amazing Spider-Man stuff. They didn't have like any of the adjectiveless Spider-Man stuff, but there was a lot of Hulk stuff and a lot of Amazing Spider-Man stuff in there.
I'm just curious, did you see like 316 at all?
No, I don't think that one was there. I would have remembered that.
Okay, yeah, that's my favorite Spider-Man.
Yeah,
that would have been pretty iconic.
Yeah, there was a lot of sequential pages. I'm not sure like how many covers I can recall that I saw, but it was just mind-boggling. Like every day, it was a different bag and a different pile of art. You know, getting as an aspiring artist, getting to see those up close was really eye-opening to me, because you can see all the corrections and the underlying sketches and everything. And with Todd, he drew a lot on the backs of the pages too. Like he would work out a lot of his stuff on the back of the page. So it was cool to always to flip it over and see those initial sketches and everything.
Those first ideas and the first passes of things.
I'm sure you guys are aware, speaking of McFarlane covers, you guys saw the Batman 423 is coming up for auction in October.
Yeah, pretty soon, right? Yeah.
I am on the bat. Like, that's $1 million plus piece. And
oh, you sold your house?
Oh, yeah.
Put that money aside.
That's why you
yeah. I'm excited to see what that goes for. I think it'll go wild.
It's going to go for a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that hitting $1 million or pretty damn close to it.
Yeah, for sure. It's very iconic.
Yeah, it's definitely his most honestly, I can't think of any other DC stuff that he really did other than that one. Like off the top,
he did a bunch of like that Batman year 2, is it?
Yeah. The covers,
yeah, those covers where he's like
non-DC guy. Like that's the only one I know, right? So that's definitely shows how big of a cover that is.
Yeah, that's gonna go for a lot.
Mill for sure. Yeah,
some whale out there is gonna spend far too much on it, and they're just gonna be like, no big deal.
Yeah,
I've seen guys like some of those big time collectors actually pooling together and like buying pieces together.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think too. It's gonna be similar to. Did you guys see that that sports card that just broke the record at like $12 million?
I heard about it.
Yeah, so that was bought by like one of the guys. It's bought by a couple of guys.
Oh, Kevin O'Leary.
The Shark Tank guy. And he's like, I'm not even into this stuff. I just see it as like a secure investment.
Yeah, somebody told him it was a good investment, right?
Yeah, and I mean, that's what we see these billionaires do, right? You park your money in various locations. So like classic art is a big space where these guys don't even see it. They just buy it because it holds their money there in a it's gonna, right?
Yeah.
Comic art can absolutely get to that level.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him talking about it in an interview, and he was saying that because he has like 5% in like gold and of his worth or whatever. He said he might actually do that. Like he might now allocate another percentage to cards just as another asset class that he can hold on to.
Yeah.
Got to diversify that portfolio, man.
Yeah, it keeps appreciating.
when you got so much money, you can only put it in so many places, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they don't go into comic art because then it's the price.
I bet they already have.
They're exactly. If they're not there,
Well,
they're
I hope
on the
they
way.
don't get press going into comic art because then
Yeah.
cards are already there. Right?
You hope they
Yeah.
don't buy the pieces that you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So ChinMo, where did the fever? Where'd you catch the fever?
I mean, I've always been a collector of just about everything. As you can see, the pile of just stuff behind me. I picked up my first couple pieces though, probably back in 2011, 2012, right around there, between mostly commissions and stuff. Actually, I didn't buy my first page until actually almost exactly a year ago, which is kind of crazy. And then probably a little bit, probably in the last maybe 2.5 years is where I started getting back into like commissions. And I'm a big commission guy, especially if it's an artist I enjoy. I'm like, hey, draw me something I like. I like your style. I like this character. What can he do? And knock on wood, I have yet to be disappointed.
That was going to be my question, Dave.
I was going to ask you something on that.
Yeah, I mean,
have you ever not disappointed in the end product, but have you ever gotten ghosted?
I've never been ghosted. Thankfully,
you will.
Almost likely, yeah. I've always tried to
waiting
do
a
it.
year for something
Yeah,
that I paid $200 for.
Oh,
I've come kind of close, but like it's not even like it's not even, I don't even blame it on the artist. It's more of like the reps and stuff because it's like you got to go through the website and this and that. So I always try to do it if I know a artist is coming to a convention or something. Because I do a good amount of cons throughout the year. I will hit them up roughly, depending on the artists, roughly 1 to 2 months beforehand and be like, hey, sorry you're going to be here. Are you taking pre-show commissions? If so, would it be possible to get on the list? And 9 times out of 10, it's a hey, yeah, I'm doing it. What are you looking for? What can I help you with? Or I just get no answer whatsoever.
Yeah.
So that's why I try to do it so that doesn't happen.
Smart.
But yeah, so it's been, was it, oh my God, 13, 14, 15 years, something like that, since I started like a couple pieces. And I started off big with a big commission, which is kind of not even a commission, it was like at the table kind of commission. And then I did more books for a long, long time because I was like, I don't have space to, display, because you want to display the art because you want to make it look cool. It's meant to be looked at. And you'll see, I think I only have like 2 things framed because I just move around stuff so much. And I was like, all right, you know what? Maybe I can't really do that. I did that sketch cards for a while. I like sketch cards because they're small, compact, and they're much easier to display than giant 9x12s or 11x17s.
You're way smarter than me.
Oh no. And then this past probably 1.5, 2 years, I'm like, all right, I can make like a book out of this, or I can like stack them or do them this way and make it look like this. And now you're
and ChinMo famously says at the cons I've met him at, I drive, that way I have unlimited room to take whatever I need back home.
Exactly. Between books and art, like you can't fit like a big giant, like I think Town of Heroes Con, the Malieve I got was like, I think 24 by like 18 or something. I'm like, I can't fit this like comfortably in a backpack. So I drove.
There you go.
Yeah, that's my fear with my jam pieces because it's I got this big folder with it, and flying is kind of.
Is that the one that you just had art do
the
Colossus on?
It actually fits perfectly in my suitcase, and so now I'm a little less worried about.
Yeah, you made that like makeshift kind of portfolio too, which is great.
Yeah, that plastic kind of board stuff.
Cardboard stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. But yeah, that's where I had it. So
we were right around the same time, but tell your feet where you caught the feet.
Well, it first started with, it was on the commission side, and really was because, and it really stemmed actually with us planning the Terrificon trip last year, because I knew this is something that we were wanting to make, kind of meeting up for a con. And I mean, I've talked at numerous times on numerous channels, kind of the books I collect, which is far and few between. Like I'm not a volume collector. And so typically those books at cons I find are just way overpriced. And so I was like, it's great. It's fun to go to these cons and meet people, but I do want to come away with something, but I'm also not going to just way overpay for something just for the novelty to say that I got it at a con. And then I just kind of like learned about, you can get artists there to like do little commissions and things like that. And I saw someone that did it in the sketchbook, and I was like, I like that idea because it's kind of like a record or a diary um, of like my experiences, right? And so like I started doing the sketchbook, and it's just been fun to take with me to the couple cons I've gone since I started. And I don't get big elaborate pieces. I mean, like I do the artists that are like $50, $100, $150. They're mostly headshots of characters I like, and they do a great job. And a lot of times they do it right there in 15 minutes. Like at Terrificon that first year, I got like 8 of them. And I've gotten probably like 12 total so far. And that was just, for me, it's just like, this is kind of a way to look back at my time at each one of these cons as kind of an experienced track record. And that's kind of how it started. I've then obviously crossed over now into some published stuff, which we can get to obviously, but that's kind of how it started for me.
Do you have a theme you pick up, like you said, certain characters? Like, because to me that would be cool to have a sketchbook and then like see how each artist portrays your favorite characters, like the different styles and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't just like pick a random character that I like I usually like, I don't necessarily do I haven't done any pre-show ones like ChinMo has, but when I'm going to a con, I look at the artist list and I say like, okay, this guy's doing commissions. Who are the characters he's drawn? I want to always definitely get them to do someone that they've done published work in. And so I like will look up an artist on like Key Collector, like, okay, what are the big books he's drawn characters in? And then I'll pick one of the ones that I am more drawn to. Like an obvious one here would be like when Ronlin was at Heroes Con. It's like, duh, Silver Surfer's my favorite character. Of course, I'm getting Ronlin to do Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how I justify. Or like, I'm a big first appearance collector. So like, if I have a shot to like, if there's an artist there and they did a first appearance, like if I can get him to draw, like at Terrificon last year, Al Milgram was there, and I got him to do Black Cat because he obviously drew ASM 194. And like Mark Bagley, I've got a Carnage by Mark Bagley. So if I can do the first appearance, I'll oftentimes choose that too.
Yeah, I love that.
That's a cool way to do it.
Cool to get them to do the thing that's their trademark or something they actually created.
I do the same thing. If I can get a creator to do a character that they created, like I have a Firestorm from Milgram and I love it. Like, so stuff like that is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was at Heroes. I wanted him I was going to go, obviously we know the story about Art Adams taking my book all weekend and then not drawing in it. So, but Milgram was there and I was going to get him to do Sabretooth was the other one I wanted from him. But I'll have to do that another time.
I'm of the similar origin of as you, Ron. Like I started, noticing original art obviously before Terrificon, and I saw Erod has this X-Men jam piece that he was working on that I was like, oh, that's so cool. I would love to do something like that. And then when we went to Terrificon, that's kind of where I caught the fever. Like it was, going to the artists, seeing what they came up with for you. It was a little bit like kind of unfocused. Like I just sort of, obviously Colossus is, I guess, the focus, but like I didn't really have like an idea of like, this is how I'm going to collect original art. This is who I'm going to get drawn.
You just jumped in, man, and I love it.
Just jumped in kind of head first and getting sketch covers and signatures and whatever, and meeting all the creators. But in the following years, that's when I started kind of like really figure out what I want to collect from an OA standpoint. And that doesn't mean like I'm gonna deviate off that path once in a while if it's the right opportunity or whatever. But like I feel like I've found my niche or my lane in terms of who I want drawn, and what might
and I'll say that
curated around.
The jam piece is also another great way to record your experience.
Yeah,
sure.
Right at these events and things like that, just like the sketchbook is.
And so saying all that kind of leads me into that question you brought up, Ron, in the chat, is like, what kind of has led you to, or if you have a particular niche of art collecting that you do? Like, do you collect a particular character, a particular title, an artist, or is it more kind of a little bit more robust?
Yeah, and let me preface a little bit before we kind of each jump in here. Like the idea here too is I think if you're not necessarily one that is into original art and you don't think about it much, I think that kind of, and I thought this way too. It's like, oh, it's all still rare. Everything's one of one. So it's like you get what you can here and there, and that is true to a degree. But you've got to think like, even though each piece is one of one, right? If you look at a standard comic book, that's 16 pages and a cover, right? So really when it boils down, there is still so much art out there. And in all price ranges, not every piece is tens of thousands of dollars. And so you kind of have, and when you first start, you'll do that thing like you do with comics. You'll probably just be like, I want that, and you'll kind of spread yourself thin. And then you'll kind of start to formulate like, okay, this is what I actually really am loving. And you'll kind of, just like I think a lot of us do with comics, right? You will find that lane that this is where I'm going to focus on to really curate my collection on. So yeah, from there we can go into kind of what people settle on here.
Yeah. So whoever wants to jump in, like if you have a particular.
For me, it's always been, I've followed artists. So that's, as somebody that likes to draw and who's been into art, that's kind of what I do with comics as well. I follow artists, whatever book they're on, I support. So with my original art collecting, it's always been that, like particular artists who I love their work and I want to show them that next level of support that kind of directs where I go as far as what original art I acquire, which is why I have so much Ryan Otley original art, with him being one of my top three.
I'll say, I mean, even just your story with McFarlane, the fact that you have such a personal connection to the actual artists is something that a lot of us will never have, regardless of how personal the collection is. Like, I can't ever say like I worked for McFarlane and he gifted me this on my birthday.
That's still surreal. That whole thing,
or like I know you knew Ryan Otley very early on and things like that's awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe a lot of my stories if I didn't live them. There's been some weird serendipitous connections. Like I have a Ron Garney piece I'm gonna show, and like how I met him was pretty crazy. It was just one of these things where it's like in the middle of nowhere seemingly, and then walk in and Ron Garney's there and we hit it off. And yeah, I'll tell that story when I show the piece.
When we see the piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
James, before we move, go ahead. I was
Ron.
going to say, just before we move on, James, and I'll be curious for the rest of you as well to answer this question. If our collection is a pie chart, how much is comics? How much is art for you?
Comics still takes up the majority, but I have a great appreciation for the original art.
So no ballpark percentages?
I'm like 80-20. 80% comics, 20% original art. Maybe it might even be like 90-10 because my comic collection's ridiculous.
It's a solid ratio.
Yeah, I'm probably not even scratching 2 or 3% yet with to comics to art, but it'll grow. It'll grow.
Yeah.
It takes time. You just got to cultivate it,
Yep.
Yeah, I'm probably at that 85, maybe 90 comics, probably like 4 to 5% art, and then 5% toys and miscellaneous. I get too much shit.
Yeah, I got statues. Statues take a little.
I'm looking. I got like 2 totes just full.
That's the one I'm holding at bay. Is starting on the statues. I'm like, oh, I can't let myself do it. I don't have enough room.
Yeah,
I still just have I have 2 now. But I got a few on pre-order, so when those arrive, the percentage of the pie will grow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So ChinMo, what about you? Like, what's your kind of? I know you have a few characters you're big on. Or is it still more broad type of thing?
I mean, it's more broad than I probably want it to be, just because I'll see something like, ooh, I like that. My philosophy with not even just comic art, just art in general, is you have to go by would I hang that in my living room? Like, that's my litmus test, which honestly, 98% of the time I'm like, yeah, I would hang that in my living room. That's pretty cool. So that's always just kind of the basic rule of thumb. But yeah, as far as also, I turned on my fan, so if you guys can hear my fan, let me know. I'll turn it off.
No, you're good.
Can't hear it.
Awesome, fantastic, because it's hot in here. But yeah, I tend to stick with a certain couple characters. For example, like I'm a big Turtles guy, so I'm trying to get as many people that have worked on Turtles to do a Casey Jones for me. I've gotten a handful over the past couple of years. It's been great. Gambit is my all-time favorite character. So usually if the artists, if I'm a fan of them and they've mostly worked on Marvel or X-Men specifically, I'll try to get a Gambit. DC, it's Booster Gold. Kind of the same rule with Gambit and Casey. And then usually if it's like an indie artist or just in general, I go Boba Fett because I'm a big Star Wars guy.
Nice.
And then I do similar kind of what Roman was saying. If I can meet an artist that has created a character that I enjoy, I will get them to do, like, I have a Beta Ray Bill and a Throg from Simonson. I have the Firestorm from Milgram. So stuff like that I will also do, especially if I'm a fan of the character. And then it's just kind of, I just recently, last year and a half, dabbled into like the actual pages and stuff like that. And as far as that goes, just because that can get really expensive, I'm limiting myself to artists. It has to be like an artist I really enjoy, or it's a series. Like most of my pages are Turtle pages. If I can find a nice Star Wars page, I'll pick it up. I picked up a Booster Gold page from Dan Jurgens.
Yeah, that page is great.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Yeah.
So like that's how I'm gonna kind of limit my actual like published art. Because if not, I'm going to be living on the street in a hut made of the art. So,
well, it's broad, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like you still have like a pretty controlled kind of idea of what you're collecting, which I think is great. And
yeah, like I'm not going to just go buy a page just for the sake of buying the page.
Yeah,
and honestly, I'm very particular just in life in general. OCD, but every page I've gotten from the artist. I'm not a huge, hey, comic art dealer, or online. Like I don't want to. I mean, not you don't want to say anybody's ripping you off, but you never know. But if you're getting it right from the artist, you know exactly where it's coming from, who did it. So that's kind of where I'm
probably getting a much better price too.
Yeah,
for sure.
Damn right, absolutely. I've seen the Booster Gold page I got from Dan Jurgens. I saw one similar from a comic art vendor that was literally like triple the price and didn't even have Booster Gold on it. And I was like, I'm good over here. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with it.
I mean, especially too for you, since you are able to go to so many cons a year, your opportunity to get it is so much greater than a lot of people, which is awesome.
I am fortunate enough to live in an area to where there is a good amount of conventions, both big and small, around me. And this is my hobby. So when I can, I'll go to a con, especially if someone piques my interest where I'm like, ooh, I've never met that person. Would love to go meet them. And I'll try to go out of my way to make it to that show.
Yeah. I mean, James and I, when we live in Washington, it's like you really only have 2 or 3 that would give you the opportunity. And then now I'm in Montana. I mean, it's only going to be the con I travel to a year really now.
Well, and a lot of the bigger cons here, like they don't always have a bunch of artists anymore. Like Washington Summer Con was great year before last, but this last one they did, it was like there's like no major artists. It's all, they went to the celebrity side like all the other cons. Because the year prior, Otley and Frank Cho were there. And now this
I got an Invincible Otley in my sketchbook.
And this last one I looked on, I didn't recognize any of the names. I think the only person that was on there that I recognized was Mark Spears. That was like the one bigger artist that they brought out.
Yeah, and that's a shame too, because a lot of them are going that route, which nothing wrong with that, but change the name, don't call it a Comic-Con.
Exactly.
I will say around here there are like Boston Fan Expo. It's not a comic show. But like even
I did see Art Adams was there though this last year.
Yeah, but they pull in those artists, and then
that's the same with mine.
Yeah, Rhode Island Comic Con's the same kind of deal. It's all celebrities, but then they pull in these big name artists. Like last year, I literally just walked up to JR, and just struck up a conversation with him because there's no one at his table.
Wow.
No one's going for the artist. So it's like a kind of a hidden gem for comic fans that are like, hey, I've loved these people for years.
Yeah.
Instead of when you go to a comic show, which is great because they pull in all these people, but then you're waiting in line for, could be up to hours. And you kind of go into the shows like this where everybody's going through, the cast of The Flash or whatever it is. And I'm going to go hang out and talk to Jay Lee for an hour about stuff,
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what happened with the art, my jam piece with Art Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Fan Expo Canada had actually an incredible lineup of artists this year. Art Adams, Jim Lee, David Finch. David Finch canceled because of the Air Canada strike, but or I think it was because of that. There were a bunch of big names that canceled that were coming, but yeah, there was like a really good lineup of artists this year. But like Art Adams finished my commission in one day.
Wow,
and it's
awesome.
a 4-day con. I was thinking, oh yeah, I'll pick it up Sunday, and they text me on the Friday after dropping it off on the Thursday, and it was already done. So yeah, so I think that's like a good strategy if you're looking to get a bigger artist to do your work. Hit up a con that's not a comic con.
yeah,
and you might have a lot of luck with it.
Yeah, those cons have a lot of downside, but that is the one like kind of silver lining for them.
Yeah,
which is great.
Sure. Rohan, what about your lane now?
Yeah, for sure. So obviously the commission thing with the sketchbook, obviously I was going to transition into published art. And so obviously an immediate connection there would be Silver Surfer art. But, I wanted to kind of go do something beyond that. And so, when I think about it, I was like, what would mean something a lot to me? And obviously with the comics, I like the first appearances, right? And so ideally I would think like, oh, first appearance art or pages from but we all know that stuff goes for tens of thousands of dollars for the big characters, right? So it's like, shoot, that's not going to work. And then I started thinking, and then what happened was I saw a piece on eBay actually, and I picked it up, and it really, what it is so I've talked about this a lot, but what got me into Marvel, and I didn't have this binder here for the show. I have this binder there because I literally flip through this more than anything I have, which is the cards from the early 90s, right? I'm specifically talking Marvel Universe 1990, 91, and 1992. Series 1, Series 2, and Series 3. What's really cool is that is what brought me into Marvel as a child, right? And it was actually the information on the backs of those cards that kind of taught me, because I didn't read as many books as most of you. Like I can't talk like Colossus, you have like your X-Men chat. Like I can't speak to X-Men to that depth at all. Mm-hmm. I know what I know from the backs of those cards. That's what brought me into Marvel. What's really cool about those sets is Marvel's done a lot of cards across the decades. The great majority is actually just reused comic art for each of those cards. That 1990 set, the Series 1, was the first time Marvel ever commissioned original art for the cards.
Oh, wow.
And that was original art for Series 1, Series 2, and Series 3. And then there's been, a handful of other sets. They do like Marvel Masterpieces as an example of another set that they do actual original art for. So I came across this piece on eBay, which was actually the colors. So with those art for those cards, they do a pencil and ink, then they put that on like an acetate overlay that Paul mounts in watercolors. So I found a piece from 1990 on eBay, and I picked that up, and that was just like, dude, this is awesome, because that being my gateway into this hobby, like there's nothing literally more nostalgic to me. And so then I found like I was able to find several pieces of art from these sets, and like I'm telling you, like even beyond Silver Surfer, like there's almost any card in those 3 sets I want a piece of, because it meant so much to me. I mean, yeah, maybe like I wouldn't buy the Slug original art from 1993, which is just a big fat guy. But for the most part, I would honestly take any card art from those sets, because it's just like it takes me back, and to have like the actual original piece, is so cool to me. And so I've been very fortunate to find out, well, when we show off, I'll show you what I've got. So I tell you, when you find it, like you can definitely find it on like comic art fans and things like that. Dudes do not let this stuff go, like because I'm not alone in that. Like we're all in our 40s or upper 30s. Those card sets were big. I think Mike Lunch Money is the same way as me. That's what got him in. So there's a lot of guys like that. So when they have that art, it's something that's hard to get people to let go of. But I've been fortunate to find what I found. But that to me is like I'm literally searching sites daily looking for new pieces that come up. And my goal is you got to find it available before it goes to like a major auction house because man, if it goes to an auction house, they caught fire there. Like they're going crazy. And so I've been fortunate to get almost every piece I have from an actual collector. Minus the you guys were there when I got the piece from Lee Weeks at Heroes Con.
Which if you ever want to sell a third of that, you let me know.
To me, that's what's funny. A lot of those pieces, and again, we'll get into them. A lot of the pieces they did multiple cards on the same board, and a number of them have been cut up and sold individually. I would still definitely go after an individual piece, but to me, if I owned a piece that had multiple, it's like it would be sacrilege to like chop that thing up. Like I think it's so cool when you have multiple.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's very fair.
Yeah, my lane isn't a big secret. Obviously, I'm the Colossus collector, so it's pretty much
all Cyclops.
I was gonna say.
Oh wait,
big Nightcrawler guy.
Yeah. No, that's Lunch Money Comics. He's the Nightcrawler guy.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm interested in stuff with Colossus on it. Both whether it be commissions or published pages. Or card art. I'm still holding out that Rod's gonna find one, and then I'm gonna be so jealous.
Well, I found the '94 Colossus masterpiece.
You did, and we will talk about that because that one definitely was one that got away from me.
Rohan is an enabler, I can already tell.
No, but I said to Rod, if you ever come across one of those Colossus cards from those sets, you should let me know. And I think he's like, I might keep those myself.
Yeah. No, but right, yeah, we'll talk about the masterpieces here in a little bit, I guess. But
yeah. So and then I've also got another little niche thing that I've been collecting in my thing smoking a cigar commissions, which I'm enjoying. And I mean, I think I'll probably sorry.
Is that strictly thing, or is that any character that does cigars?
So I collect cigar covers, and so if I did come across a great, like obviously Wolverine or Nick Fury smoking a cigar or something like that, that's something I'd probably be really interested in. But because the published art is kind of tricky, expensive, so like maybe one day I'll get a cover, but I'd be interested in published pages with cigars for sure. It's just not like definitely something I'm looking for right now, but
strictly cigars too, because I got a Gambit smoking a cigarette.
Cigars, very strictly cigars, because that's my jam. So that's kind of just another little like side niche I've been picking up, and I really like I love the jam piece idea. I probably will keep doing more jam pieces. And maybe expand them to be more than just Colossus stuff, but that's something
I like that corner box idea we talked about.
I've got lots of cool ideas. Like I saw the thing that's sort of my jam piece for anybody who hasn't heard the stories. I'm getting Colossus done in all his different like eras and costumes, kind of as like a collage of different Colossuses, and each one will be done by a different artist, hopefully an artist that actually drew him in that costume during that time. So I kind of got that idea from a piece I saw of Nightcrawler, and it was several night crawlers bamfing around a danger room.
Oh,
And
nice.
each night crawler was done by a different artist, and then he had another artist like actually ink and do the whole background in the danger room, and it was incredible. It was so cool, and that's what kind of spawned the idea of the Colossus piece. And I haven't really had any plans on a background, but maybe I'll decide to do some kind of, I don't know, Warzone or something in the background, maybe. I don't know. Or I might just enjoy it sitting on white. But yeah, the jam piece things are pretty cool. So, and then Ron was just saying, like, I had a thought of, you could do something like a corner box and then have like the floating heads, or like a group shot or something, and have each of them kind of drawn by a different character too. I thought that could be kind of a cool.
Yeah, that could be awesome.
That'd be sweet.
One of the cooler ones too that we've seen, our buddy Mr. Akins, what's on the comic rack, the first comic book he ever bought was Avengers Annual 10, which is the panels. And so he redrew on a blank sketch cover the panels, and he started last year at Heroes, and he did it again at last year at Terrificon, and this year at Heroes. He's gotten Al Milgram and Michael Golden to fill in the panels of each one. And so it's a really cool.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
But they're not exactly like the original cover either. Like, they're letting them their own like kind of take on the story, but it's essentially the same character from in each panel. It's quite cool.
That is a cool idea. I saw Kevin McGuire did a piece for me at Terrificon this year, and while I was at his booth, he was doing a piece of a Man-Thing cover for a guy. It was already like drawn. I don't know who drew it, but then he was just inking the Howard the Duck on it and stuff, and he was just getting different artists to ink and like pencil in some of the stuff, and it looks really cool when you get a handful of different artists working on something that they've worked on or that you love. It looks awesome.
Yeah, I really would love to just keep doing the jam pieces once the one I'm working on is done. I already have an idea too for just I'd like the idea of maybe doing just like a simple grid, and I'm sure you've all seen those before, where in each grid you get an artist to draw a different character or whatever. I'd like to do that for artists that haven't drawn Colossus and just get their take on a headshot on Colossus.
Like your Ron Lim Colossus.
Like Ron Lim, exactly. So like talking with Ron Lim, and I'll tell the story. I have the book here, but when I talked to Ron Lim, he hadn't really had the chance to really draw Colossus much in his career, and he jumped on it and killed it. And like, so that's just like a perfect example of a guy that could do something cool on a piece like that. I just want to highlight this. If anybody sees an original cover with a still only 35 cents logo on it, OA, let Dave know, because he's looking.
Will do. That's a cool hunt. That's a great hunt.
A little bit, but yeah, it would definitely be perfect for him.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, and I already kind of pre-told you the questions in the chat, but I have two just random questions. One, I want to know what would be like your totally unachievable OA Grail piece, like any piece that you would love. It would be the pinnacle of your collection, but you're probably never going to get it because it's just unattainable.
For me, it would be the iconic Hulk with the Wolverine popping the claws in there. McFarlane.
Well, I mean, you have it in. Maybe ask.
You know? Did you see that? Wait, James, did you see that when you worked there at all?
No, that one wasn't there.
Okay.
That one was probably in the vault somewhere.
I think it probably was. I think they probably knew even back then that
don't
one was
leave that one kicking around the shop.
Yeah.
With all these comic nerds.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know if McFarlane kept his big covers until he hit Spawn, because the 423 is coming up for auction, so that was sold. I
Yeah,
know who owns the ASM 300.
they sold a lot of that stuff
You
back
can look it
then.
up on CAF. There's a number of those big ASM Hulk covers. You can find those on CAF. So a lot of the pre-spawn big covers he definitely let go of. So
Yeah.
I would bet 340 is owned by somebody.
Oh, I'm
Not
sure.
by
We might have
Marvel.
talked about not particularly 340 or anything, but Dave from West Coast Avengers had him on his show last year or whatever, and I think they might have talked a little bit about OA. I just can't remember now exactly what they said. I'd have to go back and watch it, but
His spawn stuff he's kept all. Like he's even got, you
Yes.
can even find videos of him going through and showing like Spawn 1 and all the big Spawn covers.
Yeah.
that's awesome. What about you guys?
I would say the cover to X-Men 266, First Gambit,
Nice.
which I
You
know
know, the guy that,
never
you
get
know who
put.
owns it, right, ChinMo?
I don't. I know
Yeah.
it's out there, but I don't know who specifically owns
So
it.
it's Dinesh, who's the owner of
Oh,
Bad
okay.
Idea. He also is the owner of the ASM 300 cover.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, you
Right.
could look. It's on his page on CAP if you want to go drool on it.
Man Thing 1, man, that would be a sick cover.
That
Oh,
would be
yeah.
crazy.
Jeez.
There's a cool Frank Bruner Man Thing cover up right now on auction on Landry Pop Auctions. I don't remember the issue number, but it's sick.
Go check that out.
Yeah.
Rohan, what about you? Action one?
So yeah. Well, you said that we could. So I actually thought about a couple of pieces. So I have more than one here. So obviously Jack Kirby is my favorite artist of all time.
ASM
And
15.
so my three favorite covers by Jack Kirby are FF49 is number one.
That's a good one.
FF12 would be next. And then Daredevil 43, which is the Captain America Daredevil
boxing match.
Yeah, the boxing
cover.
match.
I love that cover.
That's so cool. What's
So
what's FF12 again? Just
that's the Hulk Fantastic Four first crossover. So it's the great background.
He's like hiding
the
in the
FF's on
cave.
the side,
Yeah.
and Hulk is like hiding on the wall.
Yeah.
I love that. And then obviously being a Silver Surfer guy, I would say the cover of either Silver Surfer 1 or Silver Surfer 4 would be unreal.
Yeah.
Totally.
Damn.
For me,
good ones.
There's so many.
For me, well, yeah, it's true. There's so many. Obviously, this one.
I like how you had the book
Well, we
ready.
saw that one go for sale last year.
No, it passed me by already.
Yeah.
But it went for an absorbent.
Was it like 120,000 or something like that?
Beyond. Like
that's just a house. That's fine.
unattainable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to spend, if I won the lottery, I'd do that. And then GSX1. Like,
yeah. Ryan, you know the story of the GSX1 cover, right?
I don't know. Maybe I do.
Well, so first off, the splash page of GSX1 is also owned by Dinesh. You can look at that. But the guy that
Krakoa one?
The what?
The one with the island of Krakoa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But the actual cover, so obviously OA explode. I mean, it's still exploding, but like back in the day, you could get stuff real cheap.
Yeah.
And so the story of the guy that has the GSX1 covers, he came across it at a con in like 1987, 88, something like that. And it was at like $85. And he negotiated it down to $75. And he still owns it to this day.
Crazy.
Another piece would be the first Colossus page from that book.
That's how I feel. I know a guy that owns.
Incredible.
It's not the first Gambit page, but I'm pretty sure it's the second Gambit page. I know the guy that owns it, and he's even said, he's like, if I'm ever like really low and I need like a mortgage payment plus some more, I'm like, you let me know, man, because I could. That one's. It's kind of one of those things. It's like I definitely probably couldn't afford it, but it's still like possibly obtainable.
Yeah,
which would just be a dream come true.
It's kind of cool knowing who has it.
Yeah, it really is. But at the same time, you're like, sell it. Just
Mhm.
I will tell you, and you guys could probably agree. When it comes to original art, when you want and you know your lane, finding out where it is legitimately half, if not more, the battle.
For sure.
Right? Just to find out where it is such a huge step towards that.
It's a legitimate treasure hunt.
Yeah. And again, like, right, because so much of this stuff has actually been destroyed. Like, for example, Hulk 181, cover was destroyed in a fire at Herb Trim's house.
Yeah. Ryan Otley burned a bunch of his Invincible pages because he didn't like his art on the earlier issues. He had a bonfire. There's pictures. Stacks. Yeah. So if you have some early Invincible pages that like didn't make it into the burn pile, you got some rare stuff.
Those are the stories that make people like hoard stuff.
Yeah.
Even though, like, nothing I own that I've ever made or anything will ever be worth a lot, but man, like just in case,
Yeah.
You don't want to throw anything out. Okay, so then the other question was, what are a few pieces that are like grail pieces that you feel like you could get your hands on? Not necessarily like soon, but like maybe over a few more years of collecting, you could maybe get your hands on them.
For me, it would be some of Otley's Spider-Man or Hulk pages. I was so happy for him when he broke through with Marvel, because I knew how much he wanted to draw Spider-Man and how much he wanted to draw Hulk from like day one. He ended up on that huge, the long run on Invincible. And then part of me, my heart kind of sank when he got the Spider-Man gig, because I'm like, I'm not going to be able to afford any of these pages now. I do have a Spider-Man commission by him on the other side of my monitor here.
Oh, that's cool.
So I do have some, but that was before he was on the book. I'd like to have a page or something from that, or the Hulk run.
Was Invincible already big when he made the switch over to the Spider-Man?
It was bigger. Like it was gaining popularity. Yeah, not as big as it got after the animated series coming out though.
Sure, yeah.
But just working for Marvel, any page that has Spider-Man on it, you're paying a premium.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that Gambit is possibly attainable. Who knows? That second overall appearance.
Oh, you're talking about the interior page?
Yeah, not the cover. What are you, crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I think another one that would be quite easy, like I don't want to say easily possible, but there's a good amount of it out there, is an early Turtles Eastman interior. That would be.
I think I've seen some of those pop up over the years.
Yeah, I actually came very, very close to buying a published cover of the new stuff, some within the past year or so that he's produced. It was bought right before I could. But so, I mean, I think that's the next step. I think that's the next one I'm going for, like something recent from him, because he's like my favorite artist. But then down the road, something from that original Mirage, those 60 something issues of him interiors, because covers are out of the question.
Yeah.
Ron?
Yeah, for me, I'll go with comic and a card side of things. On the comic side, I think the covers obviously would be well beyond my reach, but anything from that like build up to the Infinity Gauntlet in the Ronlin Silver Surfer series.
Yeah.
So like was it issue 34, 37 where like Thanos comes back, and then there's like the first appearance of the Infinity Gauntlet. Like a page from one of those issues I think would be up there, or even from the Infinity Gauntlet series, the first one. And then card wise, again, from these sets, I'd say like the pinnacle pieces I'd say are like Jim Lee did a few of them. And Art Adams, I would say, would be the next biggest artist in those. Like, I don't have a piece from either of them. Like, that would be, those are something I'm always on the hunt. I mean, dreaming for.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be amazing.
I think all of us were like, anything any of us has said, we're
pretty
like,
much.
Yeah, I want that too.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
I think for me, I'd love to get a Colossus cover of preferably 90s. Would be amazing.
Do you have a particular artist in mind, or you just anything with
I mean,
Colossus
like,
on
I
it?
would love anything Portasio or
Yeah.
Qbert.
The Portasio Uncanny X-Men stuff.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, all that stuff's probably super expensive. I don't know. Or even a page from there that like features Colossus prominently. I've never actually researched it, but I feel like maybe it would be attainable. Would be Marvel Fanfare 15, which is Thing holding a cigar, and that's a really great
Oh, nice.
cover. I think it's like Barry Windsor Smith or something though. So like
That
it
might
might,
be a
His
little.
art goes bananas,
Yeah.
man.
yeah. So I don't know. Then there's another Fantastic Four Jim Lee cover with a close up on Thing with a cigar. That would be amazing. But again, Jim Lee.
And I didn't know about
Yeah.
your proclivity with the Thing and the cigar. I just
Yeah,
did a
it's kind
thing.
of been more recently. Like I've always liked the Thing, but the cigar cover
I
thing.
just did
sort of
a
turned into-
sketch. I just did a sketch of him a couple weeks ago with the cigar. I'll send it. I'll show you.
later.
I'll show you.
I got a print from this guy that he, ever since I saw that piece, that's kind of where the Thing smoking cigar obsession came from.
Nice.
And I got him to do a sketch cover with it, but the original piece that he did, which was a commission, is like out of this world. And I've got a print of it, and it's just like so good. But yeah, like something cool from the 90s with Colossus. That's kind of like where I'd love to get something in the next year if possible, but we'll see.
Manifest it.
Yeah,
Put it into the ether here.
Like even into the 2000s and stuff. Like if I could get something like kind of cool with Colossus from like an iconic storyline, it would be hard to get something from Astonishing.
I was just thinking Astonishing, but with Cassaday passed away.
Gone, yeah. So that's probably a little bit long term. But like even when like something Greg Land with him as Colossus, or something like Jim Chung from the AVX storyline, like that when he became Phoenix 5, like all that stuff would be really cool. So we'll see.
I like it. We're all just, you can see it in our eyes. We're all like, yeah,
Thinking.
great. Yeah.
We're in a fever.
I mean, with what's cool too about it, I find is like, it's just as fun. I have a lot of fun just like searching for a picture of it on the internet. You know what I mean? Just because, like, again, so much of this art is either A, damaged, or B, forever locked away in some black hole collection that, because I mean, like books, you could literally Google search any cover of any book or any page. You cannot do that for the actual OA. So when it's fun just to like find past heritage sales for specific things you're into, and to see it is really, and to me, is really cool.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, and then that piece, Rohan, the Hildebrandt piece that you sent me. So my big card series from when I was a kid that really solidified me as a Marvel fan was the 94 Marvel masterpieces that the Hildebrandt brothers all did, the paintings of the characters. And the Colossus piece actually went up for sale this year on Comic Art Fans on CAF, and it was $12K. And I was seriously thinking about trying to scratch that together, but it just was a little bit out of reach. Like
that sucks, because that's like one of those numbers like that is attainable, but at the same time,
it's a big deal. Yeah, it was just like bad timing, and I would have had to probably sell off the X-Men 1, the GSX 1, and just do some financial maneuvering to get it. And like
The
it's
good
not
news on that one, Ryan, I will tell you.
you could always get those books again.
Well, no, that I
True.
actually do think like if you ever like, all right, it's time to like figure that out. We know where it is. We
Yeah.
can get it.
Yeah. That's the nice thing is it is on CAF and we could track it down, but we'll see, you know.
I like how Ron's like, we could get it. Like, I got the layout to the guy's house.
Unless
Yeah.
it's my alter ego who's also just a crazy Colossus fan and will never let it go. But yeah, it would be cool to get. And it, like, to be honest, like it's not even like my favorite depiction of Colossus. It's just
But it's that set.
so connected to me from that set. There's actually like cards I prefer way more from that set. So to be honest, even getting anything from that set would be pretty incredible, but obviously the Colossus.
I will tell you, Ryan, like there is a number of those paintings that have been going on sale at the last several heritage auctions, and there will be more. I can almost guarantee it.
For sure.
And if you're connected to any card, which is kind of what I've talked about in those series 1 to 3s, I mean, like Hawkeye, I think recently just sold for a few $1,000s. Like again, relatively speaking, like that's on the lower end of some like masterpieces paintings can get way high.
Yeah, I think I would still have to like be somewhat choosy about which one I get. It would have to be one of the cards I just really liked as a kid, and I'm sure there's a few that are probably be on the lower end of the cost scale from that set, but like some of my
there's so many sick cards of like lower tier characters that would be affordable just because they're not a popular character.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe something will work its way. All right.
You had the perfect one day.
One day.
Dream sequence. All right. I think we got to see some art now. All this art talk.
Set
I don't want to follow James.
I don't say I don't think James is going to go last.
We're making James go last. How about I kick it off?
Yeah.
I have the least amount of stuff. And some of the stuff I've shown recently. I don't know if I'll show everything, but this I just got last week from Victor.
Oh, sick.
That grayscale, man.
Is that mixed media?
The gray is what I love about it.
It's like watercolors and charcoal and
beautiful.
That's awesome.
James, you're an artist. What's that art form that they call when you use only one color?
Monochromatic.
Monochromatic.
Is that the word I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, that's what I love about this most. Is that it's all one color.
Yeah. So that'll definitely be a wall piece.
It almost looks like he used a little red pencil in the one part of the costume.
The red and the yellow, right at the
yeah.
I think it's showing up.
I think it's just
it's the camera. It's the when I look at it here, like it's gray.
Is it all gray?
Yeah.
That's
or
amazing.
It's your brain, or your
it's
brain
the
is
illusion. I
filling
think
in
your brain casts. Yeah.
It could also be.
I see that you guys see the red too, right?
I can see the red and the yellow.
Yeah, the yellow.
I can see it too when I look at the camera, but you know what else? There's also yellow and red on the backdrop too. Like I wonder if that's just all kind of.
I don't know, man.
Optical.
Or he used some special pin that only appears to nerds.
It's like glow in the dark, but for us.
Yeah.
This is a piece I picked up at Heroes Con.
Oh wow.
Bob Hall. He makes these and he just sells them for $60 or two for 100.
Wow.
And his table's just covered in all kinds of characters. Since I'm a Namor fan, I grabbed one, and then I grabbed the Fin Fang Foom for Brandon.
That's right. I remember that.
Cool.
That's really cool.
Some like kind of like white paint on top of it to make these. It's so inverted. Anyways, to make and stuff. Pretty cool.
I love a piece with like texture where you can like put your fingers over it, and you're like this. I can feel the bumps. I can feel the waves. It's so cool.
Ken Lashley.
Oh, Lashley's amazing, man. He's so underappreciated.
The colors on this one are sick.
That's
nice,
the shine.
Super nice guy too.
Yeah.
But like the colors, the greens, the purples, the blues that he got into the metallics, so dope.
Yeah.
It's
James, he was at SummerCon last year as well.
That's right. Yeah.
And I went up to him, but he said he wasn't doing any works
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah. I think I stopped by his table too.
Yeah. Again, this is I guess a con where there's not as many comic people, so he was definitely doing work. He was doing
Nice.
a really cool Doom cover when I came up to his table. And then this is Mike Ruth. This is the guy that
There you go.
that does that thing, smoking a cigar. And this really well done.
That's really cool. It's like Copic marker and
yeah, I love the smoke going into the blue background. It's
yeah.
perfect.
Now this is like a little bit more on the, I would say, I don't want to say cartoony because it's not cartoony, but when you see the realistic one that I'm obsessed with, you'll see that this is like a little bit of a, like, obviously this is a sketch cover, and the one that he did was probably like
Right.
hours and hours and hours of work.
Yeah, but that has its life of its own too.
Oh,
You know.
totally. The colors are amazing.
Yeah.
This is the print though. Like,
Oh, see, that's like
Oh, yeah.
almost like a Alex Ross style.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Yeah.
When I saw him post this, I was like, I've been obsessed with it ever since. One day I'm gonna commission him to do that for me. Just do that again.
Yeah. Just capture that lightning in the bottle again.
You can trace it if you want. That's
I've done
fine.
this one before too, but that's
Nice.
another. I got that at Heroes.
That Rainey.
Tom Rainey killed it.
Yeah. Another underappreciated artist.
Yeah. And then I'll show the last piece. And this is my published page that I got.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely love.
Who's the artist on that one?
Pose.
David Yarden.
Oh, Yarden. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And so this is from X-Men Legends Origins. And it basically was like a comic with a character profile on each page.
Okay.
So it was just going through all the different characters on the X-Men, all the members of the X-Men. And so this is obviously the Colossus page, but it tells like a little bit of his origin story, which
Nice.
is what I really love.
Yeah, you got them running like the giant size X-Men cover there.
Yeah, so this is like his origin of saving Ileana from the tractor in GSX, and then this is the first team on Krakoa.
Nice.
And then Ileana dying of the legacy virus, and then him sacrificing himself to create a cure for it. And then he came back, and I think this came out, I don't know.
That's awesome.
Years
That's so
after
cool.
that. So pretty cool, and was the perfect first published page for my collection.
That's amazing.
There will be more to come.
Yeah.
All right.
It is just the beginning.
I'm gonna throw
I'm
ChinMo
going
up.
next.
You're up.
Yeah.
So I knew we were showing stuff off, so I literally pulled out everything I own. I'm not going to show it all because
You don't have
it's
to.
actually more, it's more than I thought.
If you
but
do that, I'm gonna have to run and get some more stuff off the walls.
I'll just show off a handful of like random stuff. I'll show off my 2 sketch covers. I actually only have 2 sketch covers in my collection. I'm not like I don't know why. I'm just not the biggest fan of it. I almost just prefer like a 9x12 or something. I actually only had one for years until actually my LCS owners did this for me. They know I'm a big Gambit
Oh,
guy.
beautiful.
So, I like stuff like that. It's all shiny and stuff too. You can't really see on the camera, but it's all glittery and shiny. But before that, for literally years, the only sketch cover I had in my collection was done from Tom King, the writer. And it's just
That's
goofy.
awesome.
Yeah. And he just signs it, "I'm sorry, Tom." Which,
That's pretty funny.
he used to do these a handful at like convention. He doesn't do them anymore. He won't do them anymore. And
See, that's so special though,
I'm
right?
sorry. That's hilarious.
yeah, I'm sorry, Tom King, and it's just help. I'm a hero in crisis. Batman being eaten by a giant like shark.
That's funny.
Yeah. So that was like the only sketch cover in my collection for years. I'm just gonna pick them up as I have them laying down here. One I picked this up back in April, but an awesome Mike McCone booster gold.
Mike,
Oh, that's sick.
watercolors. Yeah, I remember when I commissioned him for it, and then I ended up paying like a little bit more than I wanted, and then I picked it up and I was like, oh, I would have given you so much more.
That's the
Because this
thing,
is
right?
Nice.
When it
incredible.
goes above your expectation. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you up on the price on that because I'm really interested in getting some.
It was either 4 or 450,
That's
but it
not
was
bad
worth
at
it.
all.
Honestly, I love it so much that next time I'm at a show that he's
full
going,
color. Yeah,
I'm gonna have him try to do a gambit for me.
Super reasonable. Super.
Yeah. But yeah, that was one of them.
You should have him do Gambit, dress up at Halloween as Booster Gold.
There you go.
That'd be pretty great. Actually, that'd be pretty awesome. Actually, on the back of that, because I was moving stuff in and out of different like sleeves and stuff, trying to get ready. But at that same show, I got an awesome Casey Jones from Ryan Brown to go with my Casey collection. He's kind of got that slightly kind of cartoony style, but I love it.
Yeah, it works for that character so well too.
Yeah, he's done a ton of sketch covers for me. One I love, and it's actually crazy because it was like the least expensive least amount of money I've ever spent on a commission. But Larry Stroman did a piece for me. And
he's another one of these hidden gems at cons. Like he sells his art for pretty ridiculously cheap.
This was
too.
under $100.
Yeah,
and he
it's
did
crazy.
it at the show for me.
And so you commissioned this at the con.
At the show, it was like at a brewery show up by me.
Wow.
And I was like, hey, could you do a gambit? He was like, yeah, sure.
Did you put it even closer and just kind of like...
Yeah, so ready? Look at the background, like the deck of cards and stuff.
And he'll have tons of pieces at his booth like this for like ridiculously cheap.
Yeah, if you go back, Mike Lunch Money, his past video at Plastic City, Larry was there with just a bunch of these on his table. But yeah, literally under $100. I handed him $100 bill and said, keep the change.
Well, I'm definitely putting him on my list.
Yeah.
He does a bunch of shows around here. He's a New England guy, so he does a bunch of shows around here, and it's, I can't recommend it enough. This is one of the pieces I have from like the original creator. This is my Milgram piece here, Firestorm.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
Milgram
he's so classic and so classic. Like,
yeah.
And actually, when he handed me this, he's like, "It's great because you can hold it almost any way, and it still kind of works."
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I was like, "Damn, that's awesome." So yeah, I've got
that's
that.
True mastery right there.
I love how good his style still is. Like,
yeah,
it feels like
classic.
Like he could have drawn that back in the 80s or the 70s. You know?
Oh, easily. Yeah. Oh, without question. I'm going to show off a recent one I picked up at Terrificon this year. One of my favorite artists. Actually, the only piece I have from the Flash too, and I just love the Flash. But I got a Scott Collins piece because he created Zoom, the second Reverse Flash. Yep. So he did this for me.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
That's crazy.
I asked for like just two of them. I was like, can you have them running or fighting or both or whatever? And that's what he handed me.
He's like, I got you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He killed it.
And
I was with my buddy picking it up, and I was like, I think that's my. I was like, oh yeah, the back. When you can make the characters look good, but then if you can add like character to the background, I'll buy it all day long.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is. I'll show off a few more. I don't want to take up too much time. I just pulled out so much stuff.
Show more because I'm gonna feel bad if I'm like going on and on and on at the end.
I'll show some stuff. I just recently picked this up at Turf. I have a handful of Dave Watcher pages. Sorry for that glare.
Oh, awesome, Splinter.
You know, I love Turtles and I loved Watcher's Run. I just picked up that one. I actually have one. Hold on, I got like 4 of his pages. I'll show his pages off really quick. There's another one here with Casey and Jenica before she becomes a turtle.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Awesome.
He's got that really just gritty style that's perfectly suited for the Turtles too.
Yeah, I loved his run when he was on it. He did like issue, was it like 59 to like 84, 85, something like that. This was actually the very first published page I ever bought was from Watcher with the Turtles and Mammoth. Like going out, you get the 4 turtles down there up in the top there. That was the first page I ever bought, and he's super affordable and super talented. And then the last one I got was this one from him.
Nice. You got a nice little collection.
Yeah.
He actually did. If you go back, watch the Terrificon video I just put out, he did a Casey Jones commission for me too.
I'd be stoked to own any of those, man. Those are all awesome.
Yeah. They were all under like $300, $350.
That's crazy.
Which is nuts. Nice. So very affordable. I have a handful more turtles. Like I have a Freddie Williams.
I love
Batman
Freddie
crossover.
Williams.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
that's
was one of the first like early adopters of digital art.
Yeah.
And that's published too?
This is from the TMNT Batman crossover. It's like issue 5.
Oh,
I was gonna say, is that Robin? But I was like, no,
That's-
that's
yeah.
not.
It's Robin coming through. He's got Casey in the background with Leo and Donnie fighting Robin.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, pick that up. He also did a I got it in this pile there, but he on a backing board, he did a Casey Jones for me, which if I come across it, I'll show it off. I will show off the Booster Gold page that I have.
There you go.
Because I love the Booster Gold page. My one goal.
Can't be letting Ryan show his Colossus page and not show
My
your
one
Booster Gold page.
The Booster Gold I got from Juergens. I was like, if he has anything from the Volume 1 Booster Gold, I'm gonna buy it. And he had this giant
I love
splash
that
page.
Nice.
So
And it's got Superman on it, man.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
And it
So
was
sick.
so affordable. It's got all the cool notes down there, like with the greenish glow and stuff. Makes Superman sick. To where I was like, I didn't even argue on the price. I was like, yep, here you go, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And actually, he's got a price on the back that was a lot more expensive, but it worked out in my favor. So
I almost bought that Bob McLeod page at Heroes Con, but then didn't. Then once I found out it wasn't as old as I thought it was, it kind of like
threw it off a little bit.
Threw me off a little bit, but now I kind of wish I bought it.
I'll just show off like one or two more. I don't want to keep going. A bunch of the recent stuff I picked up, I did video was like the Heroes Con. I did the Malieve. I did the Dave Dorman Boba Fett painting.
Oh, that was incredible.
I think I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that might have been one of the most expensive I've ever done. But as soon as I picked it up, I was like, I would have paid double what you did. I will show off probably one of the rarer pieces that I have that it's pretty cool. This one, actually, we were just talking about it, but this is my, that's the Freddie Williams, Casey Jones.
Oh, nice.
That horrible glare. Sorry, let me get that out of there. Horrible glare. Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
There we go.
There we go.
There it is. But yeah, just took out a bagging board and just boom. It's great. But one of the, I'm going to show off two pieces left, and the other ones I'll just leave for another time. But where is it? It's right. Well, this is for Ryan because he loves this one.
Oh, there you go.
That one.
That's my Rubenstein.
See, that's not quite a cigarette. That looks like a small cigar.
Yeah, it does.
I think of it almost as like a
cigarillo.
That French
cigarillo,
yeah. So the pieces that really kind of got me into collecting, I have, it's actually one of my only framed pieces because it's on my wall at all times. Back in 2012, and this is what I was like, oh wow, artists will just do this for you. He won't do this anymore, at least not for free anymore. But I have a Kevin Eastman.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Eastman was I saw it at Terrificon, and I was like, and some people got it in their sketchbooks. I was like, I want that in my book.
So I moderated his panel, and he did a thank you Casey Jones sketch because I told him about how I'm getting everybody to do Casey.
Yeah, I saw that.
So he did that, but this one he did back in 2012 for me.
Pretty dope.
At Boston Comic Con before it was Fan Expo.
That's amazing.
Pretty dope.
But as a Turtles fan, I got the Eastman, but I also have a Laird, which is cool.
Oh, I love it.
I met him in 2018. Me and my buddy, we got a bunch of stuff signed, and he's like, "Would you guys like a sketch?" And we just, yes, we would. And he goes,
they both did art.
Yep, they both wrote. They both did art.
Okay, like, so they just kind of split it up, kind of thing.
Yeah, a lot of the times one of them would draw art, the other one would ink it, and vice versa.
Okay,
yeah. But he looked at me and my buddy. He's like, "Would you like a happy turtle or an angry turtle?" And my buddy said angry. And I was like, "I'll just take a happy one." So
there you go.
But yeah, huge 9x12, cool turtles. So.
That's so cool.
Goes with the collection. Awesome. You know, I got a bunch of other fun stuff too. I don't want to,
That's beautiful stuff, man.
Yeah, I got.
All right, before we move to Rohan, I want to just ask this question. Matt said, "How do we store the art that we have?"
Frames. No.
Yeah.
So for me personally, my stuff's so obviously sketch covers. I just slot them into a a short box for now. The art itself, planning on framing. So right now it's kind of just out in a safe place that won't get mucked up, but I'm kind of working on a plan for my room. I'm gonna get rid of these shelves to create new wall space and move my comics into filing cabinets, inspired by Matt, in fact, and then I'm just gonna move my desk around and stuff. So I'm trying to open up wall space for art.
That's the hard part. Yeah.
And this wall too, this little wall back here, I'm also gonna put art on that as well. So I'm running out of room, but I'm trying to get creative.
I have them in the protective sleeves, and then most of them are framed, but then I have these gigantic like binders, archival, art portfolio things. I won't open it up and show anything that's in this one. We'll leave that one a mystery.
That's the rated X binder.
Rated X-Men.
Yeah. I do the same thing. I have a bunch of protective plastic sleeves. I do want to kind of make like a customized binder kind of thing to where it's like, hey, here's all the Casey Jones.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
So that'll eventually happen. But I got a lot of protective sleeves. Very few of them are framed. But yeah, just keep them safe.
Right. Yeah, and I can. All mine is just in a portfolio. I would eventually like to frame it, but framing isn't cheap.
No, it is not.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to try to do as much of it myself as I can, because like $300-$400 for framing is like.
It's like I'd rather right now put that towards something else.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, right?
But I'm pretty crafty, so like I feel like I could probably maybe do it myself. Just gotta dedicate the time, right?
You could do like that custom framing, like Mike just did with his Gambit piece.
Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, then there's that. Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Although I kind of like the more classic, like simple framing. I don't know, as cool as that is, I don't know if I'd want to.
It'd be too much for every piece.
Because I want the art to do the heavy lifting. Yeah. You know what I mean? All right, Ron.
All right, so I just pulled out the card art, which is what I've been talking about. So I've got my pieces here, and this is literally my absolute love. So again, we got 1990 Series 1, 91 Series 2, 92 Series 3. So I'm actually yet to get a 1990 piece. So I'll start in 91, which is Series 2. So the first one I got is the Wolverine versus Sabretooth battle card.
Oh, nice.
So you can see the card, the back of the card, there's the matching art and headshot that goes on the back.
Did you do that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, were the cards already mounted?
Oh yeah, no. This is me framing. I buy black poster board.
Okay.
And I put these together myself. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly. This one's by Mark Bagley. It's got his old signature on it. One thing you'll notice here, if you look closely, you can tell this is half of an 11x17 board. So originally there was another half, and I have no idea what card could have been on the other side.
Oh man.
But this is still badass, and I still wanted it. So
that's amazing.
There's that one. And then I've got that set had a hologram of the Punisher, which you can see there.
There we go.
And so there's that's the image of the Punisher, and then I got on the second page is the actual background because the hologram they did in layers.
Is that Lee Weeks?
Story. Yeah, this is Lee Weeks.
Nice.
And I got him to sign this at Heroes Con. And I'll tell a cool story about that when I get to that last piece. But I got this actually from the guy that made the holograms for these sets. So they sent him the art. He then put it together for the holograms, and he still had this.
Nice.
And so I was able to get this directly from him all these years later.
Man.
So dope.
Yeah.
Damn.
Some smaller pieces, like this is also from Series 2, these two battle cards. This is just the OA of the headshots on the back of these two cards. So it's Doctor Doom versus Fantastic Four, and then the X Factor versus Apocalypse. This one's by Ron Lim.
Can you put it closer to the camera, just so we can
also, what do you're not gluing those things on there, are you?
No, so I use archival. So I either use for the cards, I use archival tape, which doesn't damage. You can actually even peel it off. And
Nice.
then on the art, I use, you know, in like picture books where they have the corner pieces and you just fit the photo in there.
Yeah, the
You can
plastic.
just buy, you can buy those corners loose that have adhesive on the back. So I
Gotcha.
just put them on each piece, and that's what sticks it to the board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
Nice.
something sort of similar with my my jam piece for my board. I kind of makeshift made plastic corners out of Mylar bags.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. So now moving on to 92, which is series 3, which I have the most stuff from. Obviously, my favorite piece, right? I was able to get a Silver Surfer. So this is the Silver Surfer Origins card. So it's got Surfer and Galactus. This is, of course, by Ron Lim. So, like, I mean, talk about hitting all the buttons, right? Ron Lim, who I grew up on, Silver Surfer,
Yeah.
and the card set. Like, oh man, I was over the moon when I snagged this one.
Ron
Was
Lim's
that-
so underappreciated too, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Like Bagley, Ron Lim, both of those guys are very underappreciated.
Yeah, 100%.
And great dude. Too.
Yeah. The next piece I'll show is the other kind of crown jewel, I would say. So this is the story, I think. So that Punisher art was done by Lee Weeks. And when I was talking to the guy that did the holograms, I was like, could this actually be real? Could this guy still have this stuff? So I took the pictures he sent me and I just looked up Lee Weeks on Facebook. And I was like, I'm just going to DM him. Maybe he could confirm or not. Who knows? Maybe he won't even respond. And I just sent him these pictures like, hey, you know, Lee, like, found the guy who made the holograms. Is this your actual original artwork? And he actually responded within the
Nice.
hour and was like, yeah, I did that card. The one that has the background that's on a separate page. I did that. I was like, awesome. I was like, hey, I'm picking this up. I'm going to be at Heroes Con in a couple weeks. And actually, the guy that did the hologram lives in England. So I actually paid extra for him to ship it here to make sure it got here in time for Heroes Con. And I said, hey, I'm going to have you sign this at Heroes. If you have any of this other stuff, I would love to pick it up from you. I said, hey, I'll look what I have. And if I have any, I'll bring it. And so I went Friday morning to Lee Weeks' table and said, hey, we talked about this. He signed that card. I was like, did you have it? He's like, yeah, I think I found one in there if you want to look in that binder. And then sure enough, I got a 3-piece
hell
set.
yeah.
So Gambit, Black Widow, Iceman. And so again, it's like, this will never be cut up. Like, to me, this is always going to stay as one piece.
That's fair.
Yeah. Like, I love it.
ChinMo's looking at that Gambit.
Yeah.
Well, when you showed it to me, actually, I think I bought you the sleeve for it.
Yes,
Oh,
you did.
man.
You did.
I
Yeah.
was like, damn, I want that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, I got this thing first thing Friday morning. I literally told all you guys, like, I'm done. I don't need anything else. I'm done. And then I got a few more smaller pieces. So Strong Guy by Ron Lim. Shatterstar by Ron
You didn't buy
Lim.
these all at Heroes, did you?
Nope. I got these after. Quicksilver by Ron Lim. And then I have 2 more back of card art. So this one is the Atlantis attacks. So just the headshots in the back, Captain America and some alien dude.
Oh, sweet.
So I got this signed at Heroes by Ron Lim and the inker Jimmy Palmiotti. And then this one's cool too. It's also in the back of the art card of the Infinity Gauntlet. And so this Infinity Gauntlet card was actually my favorite as a child. And so obviously it's not the front. I've never even seen the art for the front, but the fact that I got the back,
That's pretty
pretty
cool.
cool. And so again, I got it signed by those 2 guys, same inker.
More than likely, those 2 pieces were with that card at one point, and they
At one point, exactly, yeah, and then got cut up. So yeah, that's kind of the collection so far.
It's amazing, man.
Yeah, and those were all acquired within this year. Like I said, I've been very, very
It's a
fortunate.
hell of a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good for a year, dude.
hell of a year. Is a great way to put it. All right, James.
Oh,
The finale.
closer. I'm the closer.
I like how at the very beginning of this, before we were even live, we were all like, we don't want to follow James.
Yeah. And I would say that even before I do this McFarlane story you shared.
Yeah,
Now,
seriously.
now I have to live up to the expectation, though,
I have
right?
no
So,
doubts. I have no
all
doubts.
right, all right. Well, I'm gonna start with the only cover I own, and this is published cover and special story behind it in regard to Mr. Ron Garney. It's a Ron Garney cover, and way back many years ago, I knew in the back of my mind I had seen somewhere that Ron Garney also trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu like myself. And fast forward years later, I'm in Connecticut. I'm teaching at a charity seminar for a autism charity, and I walk in and I see Ron Garney standing there. And I go over to him and I said, "Hey, I know who you are. I'm a really big fan of your work." And he goes, "Oh, I know who you are. I follow your jiu-jitsu techniques on Instagram and all of this." And we hit it off, and we've been friends now for probably
That's
close to
fantastic.
10 years. So
He's a really cool guy. He did a
super good dude.
bunch of shows here in New England, and he's so cool.
And I've gotten to, when I've been out there in Connecticut, I've got to hang out with him in his art studio and get some drawing tips and stuff, and had some really awesome experience. And a couple of years ago, he was at Rose City Comic-Con in Portland, and I had the opportunity, and he sold me this for way cheaper than he should have. So Ron, if you're listening to this, love you, buddy. Thank you for helping me
Ron, if you're
make a
listening to this,
dream come true.
Thank you for coming to my channel, first of all.
Yeah, it's
I'm
not
honored that you
outside
watched-
the realm of possibility that he's going to watch this. So this one's cool because on the back it does have like a preliminary,
Okay,
a little preliminary, and then this is the cover here.
oh damn.
So that's from the Weapon X issue 5, the published cover there.
Wow.
So just crazy level of detail and the pencils and everything. Yeah. So that's my prized possession there. Not only because he's my friend, but Wolverine is one of my favorite characters, and also just having, I never thought I would have a published cover, so that was really cool to be able to get. Let's see. So another somebody that I have known since before he broke in. He's a super good dude. This kid named Justin Mason. I knew him before he broke in, and I got to see him go through all the struggles and break in. And currently he's drawing that new Things series for Marvel. So I think there's like 4 issues of that out now. He's more well known for Spider-Punk. He's a huge Ryan Otley and Greg Capullo fan, and I happened to have a Haunt page that was layouts by Capullo with Ryan Otley finishing the artwork over it. So I had a double page spread that Justin really wanted, so we worked out a trade. And so this page is from Spider-Punk issue 2, page 14, and this is the first appearance of that universe's version of the Rhino.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh man.
So we got Spider-Punk on there.
Him just busting through the wall like that. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, that's
And
badass.
it's crazy. I mean, Justin's work is crazy detailed and like a ton of action. So I traded for that, and then Justin, given that he loves Haunt and he's a huge McFarlane and Spawn fan, he entered the as a published Marvel artist that's done several titles for Marvel. This is kind of funny. He he's been trying to get McFarlane to look at his work and get, hey, please let me draw a Haunt series or do something. And he said he kind of just gets the keep working, kid, one day you'll make it. It's like he doesn't know that he's a actual accomplished artist. But he did this for McFarlane's cover contest that he ran.
Oh yeah, for the Spawn, yeah.
Yeah. And it's
Nice.
just like, up there with any work that's been done on any of those books.
That's awesome.
Crazy
Yeah.
detailed.
Crazy.
Yeah. awesome piece. He was toiling away on that for quite some time. Let me see here. Any of you guys familiar with Jeff Shaw? So this is one of these like guys, I don't know how he's not more well known. He did a book for Image called The Paybacks. He did the basically the Old Man Thanos book with Cosmic King Thanos.
King Thanos?
Okay.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, he did the art on that. And he most recently he's doing that Red Hulk book for Marvel. But this is and I just absolutely love his work. And this is a published page from the Paybacks, the book that he did for Image.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's like,
wow.
And I also have the penciled version of this. So you sold
cool.
the inks and the penciled.
That's cool. I like when you buy a page. Like I have a page from John Samariva where it's the inks and the pencils as well.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah.
So that's a super cool one that usually hangs back here in the back corner. I had to pull a bunch of stuff down. Let me see.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one before the stream. Like, oh crap. Okay. This is done.
Now my walls are bare all over the house. The rest of the night will be spent putting them back up.
I appreciate it.
I don't want any of this to fall down. One second. Probably gonna fall anyway. So this next one's really cool because I was watching Easter egg videos for the new Superman movie after it came out. And one of the things in the breakdowns and the Easter eggs, they were talking about Metamorpho and Baby Joey and all of that. And in the breakdowns, both on New Rock Stars channel and Screen Crush, they popped this image, this comic page up on the screen. And I'm a huge Bart Sears fan. And I looked at my wife when we were watching. I said, I think I own that page that they just put up on in the video.
That's awesome.
And I came in my room here and I started digging through stuff. And sure enough, I found the page with Metamorpho holding Baby Joey.
Oh, that's so cool. Is that?
I just want to say when you're at a point when you're not sure which pages you have, like that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think
I think I own that. And she's like, what? No, really? And I'm like, yeah. So that's from Justice League Europe. Doesn't say the issue number on it. Page 16. But I think it might be like a first appearance or something.
I would say, is that his first, the Baby Joey's first?
I think it might be Baby Joey's first published appearance. So yeah, I was like, I think I own that. I found it in here. Yeah, this is where we talk about this being a slippery slope. And when you get to the point where you forget what you have and then you see it in an Easter egg video on YouTube. Speaking of Superman, there's always this debate that goes around the internet about, who would win in a fight, Invincible or Superman. And I had seen a sketch in a piece that Ryan Otley had done that I had to have. And when I went to a con, he had the original there. And it's the answer to that.
Oh, sick.
That's amazing.
That's with the symbol on his fist. He's got it.
That's so
punched
cool.
right through his chest. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is awesome.
Yeah. And that was just a piece he did like for himself for fun. And then he happened to have it at one of the cons. And I'm like, I gotta have that. That's so unique.
That's so cool.
All right. Let's see. Should we stick to Invincible stuff or should we?
I want to see this McFarlane stuff.
I only have two, and the one is hanging in my room still. Let me hold on.
I only have two original.
Just two.
Well, and to be clear, these were gifted to me. It's not like I went out
No,
and
no, I
bought
know.
them. Yeah.
Which makes it even cooler.
It's
Yeah, 100%.
I wasn't going to show this, but this is like Ryan Stegman first published work for Marvel.
What?
Like some of these
Nice.
pages. He paid me in pages when I did his first website for him back when I used to do web design.
Damn.
Let me
That's
see.
sick.
Let me see. I'm trying to find the McFarlane.
It's cool that you have the connections going
Yeah,
back.
that's what I was saying earlier. Like,
Well, just through, like being in a lot of the artist forums online back in the day, like I met a bunch of people, and yeah, this is the McFarlane one. So somebody told me if I ever like sell this, it needs to go on Heritage. This is,
I would
his
imagine.
first work he did for DC at Infinity Inc. This is like a big splash page, and it's going to be hard to hold up.
Oh shit.
But you can see some of the McFarlane tropes, like the hand and everything.
Yeah.
And it's got a vellum overlay, like somebody did corrections over it, the inker. Yeah.
And he just gave that to you as a
So
gift.
that's
The shop owner gave it to me. Yeah, his brother-in-law Kim.
the corrections are the darker parts. Then I guess.
Yeah, the darker parts. So I didn't want to take it out of there because it's so old.
Yeah.
But
No
it
problem.
has the you can take that overlay off and then you guys could see it better. But
Oh yeah, gotcha. It's like I forget the material, but it's like
I think it's called like vellum. Let's see. Back to Invincible. This is bulletproof. This is the pencils.
nice.
It's kind of going over the story about how he, replaced his twin brother that accidentally got killed. So he's been posing as him. And I have the inks. The inked version this is back when Otley was inking himself. So I have the inks of that out in my hallway.
So these are fairly early.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
cool.
just a quick question here, James.
Yep.
Ballpark number. How many pages do you think you own?
Otley stuff? Of Otley stuff?
Or just in general?
In general.
Over 20, probably.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Damn.
So let's put it into perspective. When I was buying Otley pages, you could get a really nice page for like $200, $150, like with Invincible on it, with main characters on it, right?
Yeah.
And in fact, I was buying them back in the day when he would give you free pages. If you bought a page, you could get a page for free. So that one says free up here in the corner.
That's so cool.
Jeez.
See, you
That's
bought
what I'm saying, man. When you get
you
in on
bought
this stuff
Apple
early.
before it became Apple. It's just that's
Yeah, right. And it's
That's
like an
it.
amazing page. It has what's his name, Powerplex or whatever, that accidentally killed his family. And yeah, so
Cool.
that's like a main, now a very prominent character, especially since the TV series and everything.
Could you have ever imagined how this took off?
No.
No.
No, I don't think he did either.
Yeah.
He's like,
It's wild.
I'm waiting to meet someone that's like created something and been like, you ask a question like, did you know it was gonna be a hit? And
Yeah.
them to be like, yes, I
Yeah.
did. Like, that's like
This is,
I've never heard of it. I'm waiting.
This is one of the gorier pages. This is Thrag punching his arm through Omni-Man
Oh,
So cool.
and then trying to gouge Mark's eyes out.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
damn.
It's amazing.
I don't have the inks of this one though. I just have the pencil version.
Oh, poor you.
Yeah, right. I didn't even realize, like, for whatever reason, it didn't dawn on me that he was inking himself for as long as he did, because I always really liked the stuff that Cliff Rathburn did over him, Like he did amazing inks over Ryan. So that's kind of when I think of that book, I think of his.
You
his
think of the
stuff.
duo as opposed
Yeah,
to
I think of that duo, right? So there's a few more. Gotta have.
I don't know if you noticed in my opening like animation, there's a I put
Yep,
an
you have an invincible one in your
I
animation,
put
right?
that in knowing that one day I would have James
Got
collection.
teenage Oliver and Alan kind of facing off with Thrag here.
Love Alan. Alan's my favorite character.
Yeah.
Okay, Alan. I like the twins too.
Oh yeah.
You know why? Because in that first episode of the cartoon, when they first appeared, they played this great Run the Jewel song, and
You're
I'm
talking
like,
about the Mahler twins?
yeah, those guys, yeah. Great
segue.
That's sick.
remember when they get
Do that
blown up after they got blown up, and the dead ones are all disintegrated around him, and he's left. He's the disfigured one.
So cool.
Yeah, so that's issue 24.
Yeah, they came into the song "Don't Get Captured" by Run the Jewels, and I love that song. And
yeah,
ever since I saw that, I've always liked them.
So these are kind of special ones. These are older. One of them is another older one. It's like issue 30. And I think, I'm trying to remember, I should know because I've reread the book so many times, but this is like, I want to say it's when Mark comes back and he's like letting her know that he ran into the dad or whatever.
Oh,
and that Omni-Man's kind of moved on and
he's got a kid.
Did a bug lady and is starting a breeding population. Yeah,
I like that layout though with the 5.
Oh
like,
yeah,
cool. That's cool.
And then this is a really special one because this is when Omni-Man first comes back and she sees him again for the first time.
Ooh,
he got her face, yeah.
After he's been gone.
I haven't seen that in the animated series yet.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, and what's interesting about this one is this is a smaller one. He drew this one smaller. So it's not a full 11 by 17.
Oh, interesting.
There's a few pages like this that he did on a smaller format.
And when they printed it, did they blow it up or
no? Because when they print it, they just reduce it down to comic size. So
okay.
It's still bigger than a comic book page, but it's just not as big as they normally
had on the page smaller.
Yeah. No, it's just I think it was to save him time.
He
drew it smaller. So out of what I pulled out, I have 2 left.
All
so
right.
I'm going to show you my favorite one first, like out of all my stuff, as far as Otley stuff. And then I'll show you my wife's favorite one that we knew we needed to own, like as soon as we saw it in the comic. But this is my favorite one. So put this aside here. This is a big one. This is when they destroy the Trulamite planet and fly through it.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
So Thaddeus.
Spoiler alert.
Omni-Man and Mark flying through a planet.
That's so cool.
This is unreal.
The detail.
I mean, that's going to be the most...
Going to be crazy if that happens in the show.
Yeah, that moment, that's going to be like the moment, and you have the art for it.
And that's such like a huge like splash page, so like where if they don't do it just like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I saved my wife's favorite for last, and there's a funny story with this one because a year or 2 ago, Ryan Otley messaged me and he's like, "Hey James, has Robert Kirkman reached out to you yet?" And I said, "No." I said, "One, if somebody reached out claiming to be Robert Kirkman, I wouldn't believe them. And 2, no, Robert has not reached out to me." He goes, oh, he goes, one of the pages you have, he wants, and I told him to get a hold of you. I told him to reach out to you. And this page is the infamous, if you've read the series before, there's a point where they move to a different planet. So Mark and Eve and their kid go into space and are on a different planet, and they eat this alien food for the first time. And Mark gets an upset tummy and is on the toilet. And so this page hangs in our bathroom. This is in our guest bathroom. And this is Mark
Incredible.
dealing with the aftermath, and her checking her. She's nursing the baby and knocking on the door and saying, "Hey, are you okay?"
That's great.
Amazing.
That's
Yeah.
well, obviously perfect for the bathroom.
Yes.
I love
And Kirkman
whenever-
wants that page back.
What's that?
And Kirkman wants that page.
Kirkman wants that page, but he's never made contact.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
so
far,
funny.
he has not made contact, but he knows I have it. So if I don't know if my wife will part with it, but probably if there was
I mean, it depends on what he wants to trade for it.
Kirkman, Kirkman level, IP, Mr. IP, Walking Dead property, Invincible property money involved, then maybe we might be convinced to let go.
Money plus another really great page.
I would say traded for a nice page. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cover maybe.
Couple pages.
Something
Cover.
from
There's a spread that I wish I would have bought, that I almost bought, that I didn't, and it's when he's fighting Conquest and his arm's like broken and like hanging, his wrist is hanging there, and Conquest is coming at him, and he punches Conquest's mechanical arm, and it's like a double page spread with all the pieces exploding everywhere. I like had that piece in my hand and almost pulled the trigger on it. Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
So that's the one that got away. Now I see somebody else has it. And
There's always one.
yeah. But that's what I got. I mean, there's more, but I didn't pull it off the walls. There's like 4 or 5 more Invincible pages, and then I didn't, grab any of the commission stuff that I have, but
well, it's good to know that we didn't
save more for later.
So we can have you on again.
Yeah, we'll save more for next time.
That was awesome, guys. All your collections are great and amazing, and can't wait to continue to see them grow. And
I will say my collection has not had any new additions to it in a long time. So my buddy Justin Mason, he's going to be down in Portland at the Rose City Comic-Con. So I'm hoping that maybe for next time I'll have a couple more Justin Mason pieces to show you guys.
I hope this episode of Colossus Spotlight on original art has now given you a little bit more of that fever.
It has.
And,
I feel my bank account crying already.
I do want to, we should, before it, like, I think, you think like this stuff is super expensive, and a lot of it is, but I will tell you, if you do have an interest in it, you'll be amazed. You can definitely find stuff that you will love
for sure
in your price range.
Oh yeah.
Well, and to be clear, like all of this stuff, like out of those sequential pages, like the majority of them were like anywhere from like 100 to 250 at the time. I just had always loved Ryan's work, so I was collecting as much of his work.
Yeah.
And it was before anybody knew what Invincible was, and he hadn't worked for Marvel yet or any of that stuff. So you can, I would say, like, buy what you love, and if it just happens to be that it turns into something big one day, like, cool, but collect the stuff that you love. It doesn't matter, like, if it ends up being some crazy thing. Like, original art, especially published work, always appreciates, it always gains value. It's on a sliding scale, right? If something goes nuts and you happen to have it, like, cool, but get the stuff that you really love and support the people that you believe in when it comes to their work. Like I know with you, Rohan, like with Ron Lim and everything and Bagley, like you're out there getting stuff that has a nostalgic connection for you, but those are also like artists and people that you like to support. So I think that's kind of what it's about too.
Yeah, and I mean, look, your Invincible Otley stuff is a perfect example of like that's somebody you supported earlier on, and then he became a huge artist. The title became a huge IP, and now all that stuff's like incredible things to have. But again, it started before all that, and you know, whether you're collecting commissioned art pieces or published pieces, if you're buying from relatively new or unknown artists, you never know, you might end up in the same boat. Like that Victor Faro piece, he's not like a huge time big time artist yet, but he's repped by the same reps that rep David Finch, Art Adams, you know, big time artists.
Is he with Essential Sequential?
Yeah, and so they obviously see some pretty serious potential.
They don't just rep anybody.
Yeah, and so I, you know, now I have this piece. If he starts becoming like the next big, you know, Alex Ross, name all those big time cover artists that are killing it, you know, then I got in earlier, you know, so you never know when those artists are going to blow up, and that's not necessarily your goal either. Like, buy what you want and what you love, but maybe you'll luck out.
Yeah, and it's cool because I mean, if you are, especially if you're at a con and you're talking to these people, I've become like friends with a handful of these guys
for sure.
You know, we get to talk to them about something you love, what they do. Like Dave Watcher, I've talked to him multiple times now where he knows me. Mike McCone now recognizes me and like we'll talk every time I see him, kind of thing. Like I got an Aaron Chase Nichols, like he just commented on my video. I just
did, awesome.
Like, talk stuff like that. Like so it's you kind of develop relationships and friendships with it too, which is kind of what this is all about, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and I think, you know, I'll throw this out there, and I'm sure the rest of you guys probably feel the same. If there's people out there that are like wanting to get in but don't know how, feel free to hit me up, any of these guys up, like ask questions. Like I've had so many people like Sam, I'll shout him out, Cachado Comics, dude. I pepper him with questions all the time, and he's been super helpful. Super happy to return those favors out to the next people coming up. So
my first original art show, I had Sam and I had Jason,
which is where I learned about him. Yeah,
the patron of comic art, and then West Coast Dave, and they're all also amazing sources. Like Jason sends me stuff. Like anytime he sees a Colossus thing, he sends me the link. That's how I ended up with that page.
Yeah,
he's the one who shared that. And Sam's also awesome too. Like I'm in the chat that I started originally for that show, and we just kind of chat here and there about stuff. And
West Coast Dave has some pretty sick, Otley Invincible pages too. So you might want to have him on here one day. He's got some pretty good. I know he's got some McFarlane originals.
I had Wes. I had Dave was on my first episode.
Oh, there you go. See, did he show some of the Invincible stuff?
I don't remember. I gotta remember. It's hard to remember. It was like back in January. So he showed a bunch.
He's such a big McFarlane guy that some of my more rare things I took to show him one time he had already seen. He's like, "Oh yeah, I have one of those." I'm like, "Okay, you're my people.
Yeah,
you get the deep cuts."
Yeah, we should actually start a whole chat with all these guys together.
Oh yeah,
one big art chat going.
Definitely. Well, that could be dangerous though, because
it could be, but
you get more facilitators in there like Rohan. Hey guys, I know where this is. You know that thing you said you wanted? I know where it is, and it's this much. We could probably talk him down.
I'll say this, and I tell this with people with comics too. Like, I can't buy stuff every week. I can't buy stuff therefore, I'm happy to help people find stuff. It's fun. It's just as fun. Again, like it's just as fun helping people find their things they love, like as it is getting my own. So happy to help anyone find anything.
In my head, you're like the guy in the chair with like maps and stuff pulling up everywhere. Like All right, it was in California. It's now moved to Europe. It's come
Yep.
back down to Florida. Like,
He's
Our
got the
man in
Google the Google alerts pop up when anybody searches for a certain thing. He's like, it comes up on his
Jason's like that
phone.
too, though. Jason, patron of Comic Art, he's on top of stuff all the time. I get stuff from him, and to be honest, like I most of the time can't buy it either, but I'd rather be aware of it
For sure.
in case I can buy it.
Yeah.
Or really want to and maybe think about doing it, like that Hildebrandt piece that I All right, guys. Great 2 hours. Thanks for coming on, showing all the amazing artwork, and thanks to the chat that's been along for the ride. Appreciate
Thanks, everybody.
every one of you. And if you're watching on the replay, hope you enjoyed the show. And like these guys said, hit us up if you have any questions or just want to geek out on art. We got that fever. So if you got the fever too, come on down. All right. So that is it for this episode. And until the next one, keep collecting, guys.